A man named Jacob Miller served as a soldier during the American Civil War. During one intense battle, something shocking happened. An enemy bullet struck him directly in the middle of his forehead. His fellow soldiers believed he was dead. Without hesitation, they left him on the battlefield. But hours later, something unbelievable occurred. Jacob regained consciousness. Against all odds, he survived. And what makes his story even more astonishing? After being shot in the forehead, Jacob lived for another 54 years. The bullet left a deep, visible hole in the center of his forehead, a mark that remained with him for the rest of his life. But this is just the beginning. In this video, you're about to discover 20 such unbelievable facts from history. So make sure you stay till the very end, because each one is more shocking than the last. Number 2. The ancient Aztec civilization of Mexico held a belief that feels both strange and haunting today. They believed that the tears of children had the power to bring rain. In their view, when children cried, it would call down rain from the skies. And with rain, their crops would grow better. Because of this belief, children were sometimes left alone in mountain caves in the hope that they would cry. Number 3. During the Middle Ages, justice followed rules that seem unimaginable today. Even animals were put on trial, and in some cases, they were even sentenced to death. A world where law extended far beyond human beings, into the realm of animals as well. Number 4. In the late 19th century, a strange photographic trend became popular. It was known as headless photography. At first glance, these images might look edited using modern tools, but surprisingly, they are not. These photographs were taken in the 19th century, long before Photoshop or digital editing even existed. A time when visual illusions were created without any modern technology. Number 5. In the Middle Ages, accused individuals had to face a bizarre form of trial, often referred to as a fire test. The process was harsh and painful. Hot water was placed in a large container, and the accused was forced to place their arm inside it. If the arm came out unharmed, it was believed that the person was innocent, because it was thought that God had protected them. A trial where faith, fear, and pain were deeply intertwined. Number 6. The zipper, one of the most common inventions in modern clothing, was created in 1914. But at the time of its invention, many people criticized it. They believed it was a bad invention. According to them, it would negatively affect human behavior and discipline, because zippers made it much easier to remove clothes. Before 1950, the zipper was not widely used. It only gained global popularity after 1950, when it slowly became a standard part of clothing around the world. Number 7. In ancient Rome, King Tarquin followed a harsh and disturbing practice. Anyone who committed suicide, or even attempted it, was subjected to a brutal punishment. Even if the person was already dead, their body was still crucified. This was done as a warning to society, to make people think many times before attempting suicide, fearing what might happen even after death. Number 8. In 2011, archaeologists in Italy made a deeply emotional discovery. During excavation, they found the remains of a couple. What made it extraordinary was the way they were buried. They were holding each other's hands. The couple had been buried together nearly 1,500 years ago, a silent moment of love preserved across centuries. Number 9. In 2007, in Italy, archaeologists made another incredible discovery. The remains of a couple were found during excavation. And what made this find even more extraordinary? The remains were around 6,000 years old. It appears that the two lovers may have died together, locked in an embrace. They are now known as the lovers of Valdero, a love story preserved not in words, but in stone and time. Number 10. In the 19th century, a tragic problem became surprisingly common. There were many cases where people were mistakenly declared dead, and in the rush of the moment, they were buried alive. This fear led to a strange invention, the safety coffin, a specially designed coffin where, if a person was still alive, they could signal the outside world and let others know they were not dead, a device created from fear and the hope of survival. Number 11. At the beginning of the 19th century, when the first railways were introduced. Many doctors expressed serious concerns. They claimed that if trains moved faster than 30 kilometers per hour, it could be dangerous for human health. Some even believed that high-speed travel could cause passengers to suffer nosebleeds, a time when speed itself was considered a medical risk. Number 12. During the Victorian era, there was a practice that feels almost unreal today. Special bottles were used to collect tears. These bottles were designed in a way that allowed the tears to evaporate easily. And once the tears inside the bottle had completely disappeared, it was believed that the period of mourning had ended, a silent system for measuring grief itself. Number 13. Abdul Kassem Ismail, the king of Persia, had an extraordinary obsession. He always traveled with his library. Wherever he went, his books went with him. It is said that he traveled with 400 camels, carrying around 170,000 books. A moving empire of knowledge on the back of camels. Number 14. The wheel was invented around 7,000 years ago in ancient Mesopotamia, but in its earliest form, it was not used for transportation. Instead, it was used for making clay pots. The use of the wheel for transport came much later, around 5,700 years ago, a simple invention that slowly changed the entire course of human civilization. Number 15. The use of the wheel for transportation also began with the people of ancient Mesopotamia. They were the first to realize something simple but revolutionary. Instead of dragging heavy flat planks across the ground, it was far more efficient to roll a round log underneath. This small observation changed everything. What seemed like a basic idea at first became a breakthrough in the history of transport, a simple shift in thinking that transformed human movement forever. Number 16. In the 2nd century, there was a Roman emperor named Commodus. His rule is remembered for its brutality and disturbing spectacles. He would gather weak and disabled people from his kingdom and force them to fight against each other inside the Colosseum. The fight would continue until one of them died. A dark chapter in Roman history where human life became entertainment. Number 17. In 1518, in the city of Strasbourg in France, something extremely strange began to unfold. A mysterious outbreak spread, known as the dancing epidemic or the dancing plague. People suddenly started dancing uncontrollably, as if trapped in a state of madness. And the shocking part, they kept dancing for hours, even days, until they collapsed and died. It is believed that around 400 people lost their lives due to this strange phenomenon. It all began when a woman from Strasbourg suddenly stepped out of her house and started dancing in the streets. She continued for a long time without stopping. Soon, others joined her, and the movement spread rapidly. But what caused it? Was it a disease, an epidemic, or something else entirely? Many theories were proposed. Some believed it was the work of an evil force. Some linked it to divine punishment, and psychologists suggested it could be a mental phenomenon. But even today, the true cause of the dancing plague remains one of history's greatest unsolved mysteries. Number 18. About 2,500 years ago, in the ancient Greek city of Marathon, a historic battle took place. It was the famous Battle of Marathon, fought between Persia and Greece. In this battle, Greece emerged victorious over Persia. At that time, in the city of Marathon, there was a man named Pheidippides. After the victory, he was given a mission to deliver the news of triumph to Athens. And so, he began running on foot from Marathon to Athens. The distance was nearly 42 kilometers. When Pheidippides finally reached Athens and delivered the message, he collapsed due to extreme exhaustion and died shortly after. It is believed that this event may have inspired the concept of marathon running. Or in other words, the marathon race may have taken its name from this historic event and the ancient Greek city of Marathon. Number 19. In the 13th century, a tragic and controversial historical event took place in Europe. Around 30,000 children were sent on a religious campaign by European Christians. The goal was to take back the city of Jerusalem from Muslim control. This event is known as the Children's Crusade. Jerusalem holds deep religious significance in Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. Christians believe that Jesus Christ preached in this city, was crucified here, and later resurrected here. The children were told that in this sacred mission, God would guide them and protect them, and that they would reclaim the Holy Land without harm. But reality was far more tragic. Most of these children either lost their lives or were sold into slavery. Number 20. Arnold Schoenberg was an Austrian composer. But beyond his music, he had a rare psychological condition. He suffered from triskaidekaphobia, the fear of the number 13. People with this condition develop strong superstitions around the number 13. One major reason for this fear in Western culture is Friday the 13th, a date considered unlucky when the 13th day of a month falls on a Friday. Schoenberg lived with this fear throughout his life. And ironically, he died on July 13th, 1951, Friday the 13th, at exactly 12:13 at night. Out of all these facts, my personal favorites were Fact 4, Fact 13, Fact 18, and Fact 20. Those ones were seriously unforgettable. But now I want to know about you. Which fact shocked you the most? Which one was your favorite? Drop your answer in the comments below. I read every single one of them. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more insane historical facts that sound too crazy to be real. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.